Hey there, today we are diving into the world of GMOs, the mystery ingredient in many of the items you find on the shelves. To start, let's see what students at Wake Forest University really know about them.
We asked 5 students what they think a GMO is.
My name's Ashia Mansa. I'm a junior.
I'm Ann Jones. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, my name is Wilson. I'm currently a sophomore.
Hi, my name is Amelia Suhaki.
Hi, I'm Sahira. I'm a freshman at Wake.
Um, Genetically modified. Is it organism? I just learned about GMOs
That's right. Yeah.
literally 2 days ago. So the paper I read on it was that there's benefits to it. I don't know.
It's a genetically modified organism, right? So I don't know, anything that the DNA has been modified for, usually for production to increase plant yield and stuff.
It's where you use technology to edit the genomes in foods that we eat, and GMO stands for genetically modified organisms, I think.
GMO stands for genetically modified organism, and I would say most consumable plant and animal products these days are technically a GMO.
That they're bad.
The lack of understanding about GMOs begs an important question. What information about genetically modified products is missing from Wake Forest consciousness?
I'm kind of indifferent about it. I don't really know much about GMOs, so.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think GMOs are pretty much negatively assumed in the, I don't know, society. I don't think it's a good thing.
I have mostly positive things to say about GMOs. It's done a lot of good to maximize productivity and also make sure that the crops that we produce are actually usable and you can actually sell them on market. So there's higher yields, better quality.
I think I'm neutral towards it. I think the media kind of paints it in a bad way, but I think it's at this point pretty difficult to not consume GMOs.
Part of the reason GMOs are tough to understand is because they're defined somewhat vaguely in environmental studies literature bases. GMOs are defined as organisms with altered DNA, but what products contain GMOs? We showed 5 students images of 5 different food items, and we saw if they knew whether or not they contained GMOs or not.
Yes.
Even just the wheat is probably has GMOs. So, yeah.
Fruit Loops, like the cereal, I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
Second is any Subway sandwich without meat.
No.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, the GMOs are in the bread and everything else.
I'm gonna say no.
Without me, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 No.
Sprite? I don't really know how Sprite's made, but probably.
Sprite. I don't know what's in Sprite. Sugar, water, chemicals. Probably not. No.
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 I don't know. I feel like vitamin water, it says that it's healthier and better for you, but it probably has GMOs too.
Vitamin water? Ooh. I don't know. I'm gonna say no to that one.
Vitamin water. Um, let's see. It's probably just electrolytes in water. Probably no.
The only 2 without GMOs are Chick-fil-A and Subway.
What?
Does that surprise you at all?
Yeah, no, I think that's fake. I don't believe that at all. What? Subway? No. No, that's wild.
The Subway and the Chick-fil-A one surprised me.
That does surprise me.
How's that?
Because I would peg vitamin water for being more healthy, less genetically modified, and Chick-fil-A for being more unhealthy.
I'm kind of surprised about the vitamin water. For Chick-fil-A, I guess I can kind of see why.
Not really. It's interesting that Chick-fil-A says they don't have GMOs.
GMOs can be found all over Wake Forest campus food. It's not always clear where they are or aren't. That's largely because the restaurants don't advertise if their products are bioengineered. Sometimes companies are shockingly unsure if their products are GMO free.
In the US, nearly all soybean, cotton, and corn products are genetically engineered. Since those ingredients are in most American foods, it can be difficult to find non GMO foods. How did we get here? It began with the discovery of using radiation or chemicals to alter an organism's DNA in 1940. The FDA approved the first GMO product, a genetically modified product used to treat diabetes, in 1984. Then, biotechnologists began modifying food in 1994. The first modified food, a tomato, was then created. Most people don't keep up to date with high end biotechnology research, and that's evident in media representations of GM technology. Ever since they've been created, they've been dangerously misunderstood.
One reason bioengineered crops are misunderstood is because few brands advertise whether their products contain GMOs. It was difficult to figure out whether the products we quizzed students on did or didn't have GMOs. Since reporting about the issue is almost non existent, there's limited literature about the true impact of GMOs on human and environmental health.
Returning to this video's main question, the agricultural and environmental science communities have largely embraced GMO technologies and food systems. Crops are biotechnically edited all the time for a number of reasons, including to protect them from diseases, to increase yield sizes, or to enhance a food's nutritional quality. Despite concerns, the scientific consensus is that GMO's agronomic and economic benefits substantially outweigh their costs. That being said, there have been serious problems with their application, with noticeable contributions to agroeconomic injustices.
Bioengineering technology has been used to create monocultures, or farms that are dominated by one single crop. GM technology has evolved to assist industrial farms where producers want to mass produce particular species of crops. That's why the vast majority of soybeans, cotton, and corn are bioengineered. They're grown on monocultures by farmers who possess bioengineering technologies. Not only do these monocultures degrade biodiversity and accelerate climate change, they also impede upon disease resilience, the initial reason they're engineered.
It also heightens difficulty in putting nutritious food on grocery shelves, entrenching food deserts. If a region's biggest farmers have a narrow selection of crops to choose from, then small grocery stores would have to struggle with onerous transportation costs to provide a diverse range of nutritious options. This can be infeasible for small, struggling grocers, and it can deter chains in other regions from opening stores there.
Even if a consumer doesn't want to consume GMOs, they might be unavoidable because they're in almost all livestock feeds and grains. Since GMOs feel inevitable and banning them would be contested by the agricultural lobby, the government has chosen to largely turn their backs to issues with GMOs. This has led to a positive feedback loop where the existence of GMOs is used to justify the existence of flawed agricultural policies.
Though bioengineered products have had noticeable benefits for food security, these are stopgaps to a larger problem in Western food systems. It reflects a neoliberal impetus to resolve current crises, while keeping unethical institutional and corporate interests intact. Logically, even if you think a world without food insecurity is a world with GMOs, a world with GMOs does not imply a world without food insecurity. Monocultures and socioeconomic disparity would persist, meaning genetic modification is a stopgap at best.
There are lots of farming methods that produce bountiful yields in ecologically restorative manners. They're classified as regenerative farming techniques. These techniques are generally straightforward, such as planting perennial crops, not tilting the soil, and allowing animals to graze the landscape. But their benefits are more profound than you might expect. They enhance yields, soil quality, ecological health, and biodiversity if performed properly. These techniques reduce need for non-renewable resources, fertilizers, and water for irrigation. So a world with regenerative agriculture might not rely on GMOs.
But is that what people think about when they imagine the downsides to GMOs? This information is not communicated by the media, the government, or by corporations. Tons of people form their opinions based on vibes instead. There are great dangers to such misunderstandings. People don't know that bioengineered foods aren't always bad, creating unnecessary fear about modified products. Perhaps more damaging, though, is that people ignore more entrenched flaws with our food systems. Just as GMOs reflect deep rooted food injustices, misreporting about GMOs reflects profound problems with science and food science communication. Such ignorance means producers have an incentive to churn out undesirable or unsustainable products, deteriorating the quality of food systems broadly.
So next time, when you go to a grocery store, remember to stay informed on what products contain GMOs. Be an informed consumer. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of GMOs.